Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video, and it is time to talk about the RSI Apollo. Yes, a little bit late to the party, but after looking at some of the CitizenCon stuff and the plans for next year, I think I can make a sound decision per se for the RSI Apollo because medical gameplay is still not there yet, right? It's still not how I envision. Obviously, they are still work in progress. I would say medical officially with the introduction, or not say introduction, with the release of Apollo, I think we can call it a tier 0.5, right? For me, okay, because the medical gameplay has already existed prior to the Apollo, and of course they are fine-tuning a little bit here and there, and of course again this is Star Citizen. Things will change down the line. Okay, I foresee some of the medical gameplay when they introduce proper NPC medical gameplay, then we will see definitely a few more iterations down the road to fit that type of gameplay. And that is a soft PSA. Everything is subject to change, right? Do note. And we're going to move on to the big PSA, which is you only need a starter pack in order to enjoy Star Citizen, and that's about it. That's it. All right, everything else you don't really need to buy. This is for people who are addicted to internet spaceship like me, or if you want to help fund the development of Star Citizen. Do note CIG has raised lots of money. That's the reason why I say you only need a starter pack, and that's about it. Okay, done. Okay, so before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and a bit tongue twisted there. Alright, help this channel grow. I am trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you like the content, do subscribe. If not, let me know down in the comments below, right? Okay, so let's start off with RSI Apollo. It is the medical ship that a lot of people are looking forward to because of one key thing. That's right, it is the tier 1 medical bed, which is crazy, right? Usually we got was T3 for smaller ships. I don't think we have any ships in between that has a tier 2 med bed. And then we straight shoot up to tier 1, right? So we have 3, 2, 1 all in one in the RSI Apollo for a cool price tag of, let's see, 200 and, oh, nope, this is Warborn. We don't care about the Warborn. Wait a minute. Where's my store credit? There we go, 260. Wait, really? 260? Okay, 260, 290. So less than $300, but still a lot of money, $260. And we don't have an in-between. Sadly, we don't have an in-between tier 2 medical bed for, no, any ship with tier 2 medical bed, which is a little bit, ugh. All right, ignore this fancy stuff. This for people who spend way too much money. For paint, okay, before we talk a little bit more stats for paint, you know what? I know they are trying to take a poke at Cyberpunk 2077, which is cool, but I'm not going to be bothered with paint, nor the, what you call this, the armor. Yep, and one of the big reasons is the price tag. And before we move forward, okay, do not buy any of the ships with retail price tag. If you want to get the Apollo, just upgrade. Just upgrade. Do we have a, I think we don't have Warborn upgrade. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, we don't have Warborn upgrade. Oh, really? Take me down, Pledge Store. Boo. Yeah, because they didn't say Warborn upgrade. So I would say just get the upgrade instead rather than buy sticker price. Sure, you might miss out one or two cool stuff, but in my opinion, doesn't really matter. Okay? Doesn't really matter. Yup. Unless they have a very specific, thing that you want. Nah, it's still too much, right? You definitely can get Apollo for less than, I would say, almost $200 if you play right a little bit, because anniversary sale is around the corner. Or rather, the IAE 2955. Yes, because that's where you get all those cheap warbond upgrades, and then you just upgrade to the Apollo straight up. So that's that. Okay, now let's come to the gameplay. Now, the RSI Apollo, I dare say, okay, because I wanted to get the RSI Apollo for only one reason, obviously medical bay, but after seeing the loadout using the DPS calculator as of now, the RSI Apollo can be a great daily driver. That's right. And I'm going to do something a little bit down the line, probably during the anniversary sale, because we have been using a lot of daily drivers here and there. But I want to put a little bit more what constitute as a good or great daily driver, because all ships can be a daily driver. Okay. So that's that. And of course, some ships are niche. So if you're doing certain content, that is the bare minimum usual go-to ships from the community. So because of the tier 1 medical bay, the RSI Apollo is a go-to, right? I would say straight up go-to daily driver ship if you want to do first-person shooter stuff. And guess what? A lot of events that are planned for this year and next year are mostly, for now, okay, focus on first-person shooter, or rather first-person planetary side exploration, which is picking up a Apollo or having an Apollo in your fleet is a no-brainer. Yeah, no, that's it. That's the main reason. Now, before we go to any other ships, unfortunately, we don't have, okay, I will admit on this and I have to put it out, we don't have any alternative to the RSI Apollo when it comes to tier 2 and tier 1 medical bed. That's a big problem at the moment, because I think we need a tier 2 medical bed ship somewhere in between the RSI Apollo and the Cutlass Red, because Cutlass Red used to be my go-to daily driver. It is still, but there are some ships now competing with the Cutlass Red, and in my opinion, you know what? The Apollo is much better in general, right? But when it comes to combat, the Apollo might suffer a little bit. One of the biggest reason is, right, if you take a look at the DPS calculator, it is a size 5 ship. It is huge. Okay, huge. Although you do get 2 size 4 weapons, which is, you know what, surprisingly, the Apollo does pack a punch. Both the Medivac and the triage version, we do have size 3, what do you call this? Missiles, which is nice. Okay, not a big deal. No, sorry, size 2 for the Apollo Medivac, size 2 for the triage, and then we have a size 3 remote turret. Ugh, almost messed that up. So that's that. That's good, okay, in general. But due to the size, okay, unfortunately, the Cutlass Red still stands, okay. If you look at the PGR roll, it's definitely way better than the Apollo. We have size 3. Let's see, crew size 2, not a big deal. DPS, sure, it has remote turret, but it has 4 size 3 weapons. And you know what? It does output a little bit more in general on paper, but because of the maneuverability, the Cutlass Red still stands. I won't say supreme, but it still stands, okay? Yeah, that's the only downside for the Apollo. It's just size 5, and you look at the picture or roll, it's just, let me scroll down a little bit. Yeah, it's just, ugh. And what makes it worse is that the Medivac is worse in general compared to the triage, which is crazy. Yeah, crazy. But then again, you're not going to get into a dogfight with an Apollo because no. Yes, you can, but no. Most of the time, you're going to do strafing run at best, okay? Or you just wait for the enemy to come towards you and then you shoot. And because of the size of the weapon, right? Size 4, at least you can do a little bit on PvE bounty hunting. So that's kind of good in a way. And you know what? That's the reason why it can be a good daily driver. That's it. because of two things, right? It has enough DPS to do simple bounty hunting or low threat. All right, I'm not gonna expect this gonna do the high risk or high threat. Yeah, definitely, probably you can get away with medium, high and very high. I don't think so. If you're going to do solo, as in single ship, yeah, probably need some friends to tag along. And same goes with the cutlass rate. Probably you can comfortably do, about high. Because of the maneuverability, you can dodge a little bit more. You can joust or kite around. So that's that for the cutlass rate. Yep. So that's that for the Apollo Medivac. Now, of course, there is a competitor, not because of the medical facility, but overall daily driver experience, and that is the Star Lancer tech. I could not run away from the Star Lancer for some reason. And the Star Lancer in general, I don't know if you can see it, has better maneuverability. So we're going to use the Medivac, the triage, which currently stands at 24,65. Okay, so if we go to the Star Lancer tag, 2727. Sadly, the roll is lousier because Star Lancer in general is a sluggish ship. So the Apollo is even more sluggish, which is pitch yaw. Yes, it can roll better, but to what degree? And the Star Lancer tag does output more DPS in general. Obviously, the Star Lancer tag is more catered to a group play. So if you're playing with friends, obviously the Star Lancer tag is way better to begin with. Okay, and if you want to do more combat focus or more combat-esque in terms of space combat, the Star Lancer tag is way better. We got two twin size 4, or rather, I'm going to use the word dual. I'm not going to use the word twin anymore. Okay, we got two dual size 4 not say turret cannon. I don't know what I call this, gimbal. It's technically a gimbal though. So that's that. And yeah, there we go. And the Star Lancer, okay, so this is the part where I would say the Star Lancer has, or rather has, no, it has, I'm gonna worse, it is still, okay, the spaceship experience to have while playing Star Citizen. It is the all-in-one experience, the Star Lancer Max, the Star Lancer Tech, okay? And later on, we're gonna probably get the Star Lancer build. Now, the Star Lancer build would probably have less spaceship experience compared to Star Lancer Tech. The Tech is the complete, I would say, all right? Star Citizen experience. It has medical bay, it has a hangar bay for a Fury, so you can do a little bit on having a snub fighter, and if you want to roleplay a little bit like Cowboy Bebop, at least we have a hangar, right? So there we go. And we have enough DPS for solo and group if you want to, and it has a tier 3 medical bed. So there we go. Star Lancer Tech is, I would say, you know what? After looking at everything, I would say Star Lancer Tech is number 1 in terms of daily driver, especially if you want a little bit more, do everything, jack of all trade daily driver. And the Apollo is, I won't say close to second, because there are one or two things that the Apollo is not great at, unfortunately, and it devalues a little bit on the experience as a daily driver, and that is the I won't say cargo bay, but the cargo bay and space for you to fit something. At least the Star Lancer Tech allows you to fit at least one Ursa and a few smaller vehicles smaller than the Ursa. The Apollo could not, and that's the reason why it will not go to the number 1 spot, and it might not go to the number 2 spot. Currently, the number 2 spot is the Constellation Taurus. I would say, actually, it's interchange. Number 1 and number 2 is kind of interchange in a way, because the Constellation Taurus is cheaper than the Star Lancer series, and it can carry more cargo, it can carry more toys. So, and for Pew Pew, the Taurus is more of a solo ship. You can have definitely group play, but it caters more towards solo because it's more of a freighter. Yeah, it's more like a space truck, I would say. So there's that. If I have three, if I were to put the top three ships as my daily driver, do note this is mainly factoring multi-crew and whatnot. Okay, this is not just pure solo, because if it's pure solo, then it's it's endless. My list is going to be endless. So I'm going to put it this: for a multi-crew spaceship experience for Star Citizen, daily driver, jack of all trades and whatnot, number one would be the Starlancer Tech, then followed by the Taurus, because followed by the Taurus. If price is not really a dang it, the price is also a big deal. I would say the Apollo would be number three for now. Okay. Yeah, looking at everything in terms of group play and everything, yeah, the Apollo will be number three because of the, what do you call this, the benefits of having a tier 1 medical bed, even tier 2 as well, tier 2, tier 1. Tier 3, there are some small little thing because you only can heal minor injuries, whereas tier 2 you can heal up a little bit more, not say severe injury, and then tier 1 you can heal all injuries. I'll put it this way. More on that you can read on the medical gameplay as of now that we have, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. Because of future content, I think I can bump up the RSI Apollo instead of 3, probably around 2. Yep. Because if you're gonna bring Constellation Taurus to most like bunker rush, cave activity, yes, you do get a little bit upper hand, but when it comes to planet side, if you're gonna need to move on foot, then the Taurus is not really that great, alright? So that's it. You know what? That's it. And that's all I have for you for today. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm gonna end with this. As much as I love the RSI Apollo, I have another ship that I want to pick up, and I think that's the ship to pick up for me, and that is the RSI Galaxy. One of the biggest reasons why I want to pick the RSI Galaxy, just for closure, it is modular. Yes, it is way more expensive than the Apollo. I'm gonna call it. It is way more expensive. Okay. And I think that's all. That's all I want to close. If I don't have the RSI Galaxy, I would definitely pick up the Apollo for sure. In fact, Apollo was in my list until they revealed Galaxy, which is, oh yeah. Until that ship comes out, I would re-review the Apollo just a little bit to compare to the to the Galaxy. I know it's apple to orange comparison, but that's what I prioritize. Medical ships in general, ships that offers medical facility. Doesn't matter if it's tier 3, tier 2, or tier 1. Because we want to respawn. That's the key thing. And because of respawn, obviously the best, cheapest ship out there that you can get, it is the C8R Rescue Pisces. Yep, that's the best ship if you want to do small scale, not say incursion, like if you want to do just small scale FPS on foot stuff. And it's small. It is small. That ship is awesome. If not, the Cutlass Raid. Cutlass Raid still stands, okay? That's it. But with the Apollo, and then of course I do forget the Wambulance Light. I can't get tired with that. It's just pure awesome. Alright, so that's that. That's all I have for you for today. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. Until then, I will see you guys in the next Star Citizen video. Until then, I will see you in the verse and fly dangerous. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, because I still want to hit my target if I can. Because I need your help, okay? Okay. And I need to earn your subscription. See ya, my friends.